Hey everybody, welcome to Lessons with Troy. I'm Troy Brenningmeyer. I wanted to give you a quick muting exercise in this video. We're in open D tuning. My hands are going to be on the benders, but I'm not going to be using them to do any bending, but I'm going to show you some pick blocking and blocking or muting with the left hand to kind of just a nice little exercise that you can run through to work on your muting technique in open D tuning, and especially if you have benders, but this can definitely work on lap steels or instruments without benders as well. Here's what it sounds like. You're on your 12th fret, open D tuning, D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. So as you can see, I'm doing some pick blocking, I'm doing some muting by having my bar up. Let's go through this real quick and I'll show you kind of what you want to do. First off, before we do any blocking, a good exercise for this is, let me show you what's going on with the bar. If you can see this, I'll kind of lower my lap steel a little bit. So as you start, your bar is back here. The tip of your bar is on your 4th string, 12th fret, right? And your bar is going to be flat on all the strings, and you're just going to be pushing it up the strings like that. Now, if you have a bar like this versus a round bar, it's a little bit more difficult, and if you don't have the bar flat, your bar is going to get hung up on the strings as you go up. So you keep it flat so that doesn't happen, so that tip goes over the strings. So do that, and then once you get to the 1st string, you tilt it up and then drag it back down. So a good exercise before you even get into this is just to go push it up, drag it down. So what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to drag it down. You're never lifting your bar. Tut, tut, tut. We don't want that. We want it dragged down and pushed up. Tilt it up, drag down, flatten out, push up, tilt it up, drag it back down. Real slow. Okay, so I start with my hand in this position, right? My thumb is on my 4th string, index is on my 3rd, middle is on my 2nd, bar is on back here, pulled back on my 4th string, and I do thumb, index, right? And as I push the bar up, right, to the next string I'm getting ready to play, notice how my thumb comes back down to mute out what I just played. Now what I like to do is I like to use my thumb to mute out a lot. So we got thumb, index, and then middle. And notice how I bring my thumb up to that 3rd string to mute out right when my middle finger plays. So there it starts the pick blocking. That's because you're blocking with your picks. Now, when I get to my 1st string, there's no need to block, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt my bar up, and then these fingers are going to mute out what I just played. But if you wanted to, you could bring your thumb up to your 2nd string, but okay, so when you're coming back down, you never lift your bar. You're just dragging it down. Middle, middle. Now, when you're dragging the bar down, what happens is this ring finger on your bar hand is going to come kind of follow your bar down, and it's going to be muting what you just got done playing, the string that you just got done playing. So 1st string, 2nd string, and when I play that 2nd string, that ring finger right there mutes out my 1st string. And notice the right hand, middle, middle, index, thumb. And as I play with these fingers, I leave them on the strings after they get done playing them, and then I'm back to the position that I started. So some things to keep in mind: keep your hands straight keep the bar straight with the fret, your hands straight. I try to keep my ring and pinky together. And then when I get to that first string, I just tilt it up. Those mute out what I just got done playing, and then drag it down. Some places where you might run into trouble is if you start doing stuff like that where you're lifting your bar up. It's not going to be as smooth. Right? You're going to get that. We want it as soon as you pluck, you mute out what you just played. And it's a lot easier coming down if you can get that ring finger to do the muting as you come down the strings. So real slow. Thumb, bars flat on the strings. Right? We can do that without it digging into the strings. Thumb, mute, mute, tilt up, drag down, drag down, drag down. Now, if you're hearing some of these lower strings ring out, another way that you can mute as you're coming down like this, it's a little harder to do. But some of these lower strings are ringing because my bar is flat. But as you bring your bar up, your thumb in front of your bar can do muting as well. It's just hitting those lower notes. So what I might do is bring my thumb up like that in front of my bar. If I wanted to be really, really get those lower strings like that with my thumb. Anyways, that's an exercise. Let me play it one more time real slow for you. Keep in mind 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So real slow. And then that's the shape. That's the hand pattern we want. Flat, tilt up, drag down. Just like that. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that lesson, and be sure to check out my streaming site, lwtstreaming.com, for all my lessons. And if you don't want to go there, you can check out lots of free stuff on my YouTube channel. So hope you enjoy them, and we'll see you on the next lesson. Thanks so much, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.